Jack, as you know, we're all about giving value here at Colour Plane. So what we're going to do, we're committing to 3 podcasts a week. They're going to be released on Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's here in Melbourne.
That's a lot of podcasts.
That is a lot of podcasts, Jack, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
We're all about bringing value on this Colour Plane podcast. And so I think 3 per week feels right to us. A way that you guys can give us a little bit of value in doing so would be to please follow and give us 5 stars if you guys enjoy. We'd really, really appreciate it.
Mean the world, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Jesse, we just got back from Tasmania late last night. We had the big 62-kilometre run, which we finally ticked off. How's the body feeling?
Mate, I'm pretty tired. It's been a pretty tough last 4 or 5 nights. Haven't slept all that well, to be honest. But I'm really glad we got it done. It was something sitting in the back of my mind for a really long time.
Yeah, we had the run on Saturday and the body is still recovering. I mean, firstly, it was a great experience. Amazing people, amazing cause, and amazing environment that we were in to do the 62 kilometres. For me, it was kind of the perfect event. Yeah,
it really was. I mean, we got told a week before the race there was going to be minimum 8 snakes on the course and we didn't see one. We did have our snake bandages ready, but thankfully we didn't have to use them. So yeah, it was great in a lot of regards. I think from my perspective, Jack, to spend 9 hours just not thinking about anything and staying in the solitude of nature is not to sound like, yogi in the hills, but it was just, I don't know, I'm lost for words, and it's probably fitting that I'm lost for words.
I think so. So why do we do it? I mean, we love pushing ourselves physically, doing crazy things, hard things. We've always loved playing sports. Running's been a huge passion of ours.
Yeah, we spoke about this in the Doing Hard Things episode, why it's so important. And if you haven't listened to that already, that will give you a great context on today's episode.
Yeah, so I suppose for us it was just like another big challenge, another way to see what we're made of, go push ourselves beyond limits that we've never been, which we love to do for better or for worse. And the other big cause, there was another big, I guess, why that we ran this run, and that was the environmental aspect of it as well.
Yeah, definitely more important than the run itself was the actual cause behind this event. So for those that don't know, this was in Tasmania, in one of the last wild forests left in Australia. And it's a truly amazing place, super tall trees, as green can be, all birds, owls, there's still Tassie devils running around.
Snakes.
Snakes.
Thank God we didn't see any.
We didn't see any, but they're out there. Some people saw them. Spiders, there's a few of those. But yeah, it's just a really untouched, beautiful place. And sadly, there is some big corporate companies trying to log the forest and dump toxic sludges and do all those really crap things. So we raised a bunch of money.
We did.
I think together we raised about $2,500, something, maybe $2,000.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah, which is just a tiny drop in terms of what the whole Bob Brown Foundation raised, which was, I think, over like $350,000 now.
Yeah, probably towards $400,000, and that's the most anyone's ever raised of any year for the Bob Brown Foundation.
For this event, yeah.
So we're with an incredible group of people. I think it was about 150 runners in the end and support people. And we had a bunch of volunteers and friends come up with us. So it was a super special weekend. Like you had your partner with you and I felt almost a part of that relationship. We're all so close. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge. But back to the podcast. So yeah, overall, I think for me, that it really helped running 62K and thinking that this isn't just about you and how you feel. This is about this forest that you're looking at.
The environment, yeah.
And to speak about the environment, we ran through like mud, especially me, I was falling over in that mud. We ran through river crossings, hit like different mountains, like ranges from super sandstone looking things to it almost looked like we're on the moon at one stage.
Yeah, it felt like we ran in 8 different countries, environments, whatever you want to call them. It was like 8 different planets, really. It was bizarre,
it was
so cool, and it's amazing how beautiful nature is, especially when it is untouched and isn't tainted by, the industrial world that we all live in. And for me, I think, the run was obviously super special. Crossing that off the list and running 62 kilometers is a huge achievement, which I'm very proud of myself and us as a collective for doing. But also, the environmental side, and I guess more specifically the problem that they're facing in terms of, the deforestation and the mining companies coming in and trying to dump toxic waste. Like, that was very eye-opening for me, and something I'm probably equally as proud of, having completed the race. And for us, I think a colour plan, it just opened our eyes. Not that we don't think in this way, because we are putting in measures to minimise our footprint at colour plan, but it just confirmed for me that this is so important and we really need to do this and think about it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's completely in alignment with, I believe in the next 3 months, we're going to be completely environmentally friendly with organic cotton.
Organic cotton.
So
yep.
all our products, and we're going to bring out tracksuit pants, crew necks, zip-up hoodies, a whole lot of garments in the future, and they'll all be organic cotton along with our hoodies and T-shirts. So I think we are taking the right strides and implementing the right things there, Jack, and it's something to be proud of. We've got a long way to go, but it's definitely in the works, which is great. On that note of the environment, we're pretty blown away. We were able to walk through the forest on one of the days we were up there, and there's actually people living in the trees up in big tents that are sort of hooked up there. And this one woman's been up there nearly 2.5 months, about 65, 70 days. She hasn't come down yet, and she's there just in case they do come in, and to really make a stand, which is it's pretty absurd in this day and age. Like, she has literally been up a tree. They're what are they pulling the meals up a wire? What's that called? Sort of like pulleying.
Like a pulley system.
They've got a pulley system for her meals. Yeah, that was one of the most inspiring things I've seen.
Yeah, it's good to get I think it just gives you a different perspective on life, and takes we're so entrenched in the day to day of running colour plan and business and clothing and exercise, and then just to see a group of people leading completely different lives was just so eye-opening. And like, wow, because I think we do get caught up in what we're doing so much that we kind of forget that other people care about completely different things and have far different values. So it was cool, and that goes into, I guess, being able to step back and
perspective. I would say
perspective. Yeah,
I think where you're heading with that is we went to Tasmania, a different physical environment. We're normally in this podcast room, this is a small room, probably about 15 square meters. Like, we're pretty tied in. We live together. Like, we're very entrenched within these bubbles, Melbourne, big bubble. And then the moment we got away, I couldn't believe how much perspective I got on our situation. And that's 3 months of hard work. We've released, this is our 27th podcast episode. We're on track to achieve 150 this year. So I don't know, I felt like it was one of the first times I'd almost pat myself on the back for the work we're putting in. And it's extremely hard to do that, don't you think, when you're moving so fast?
It is, yeah. And you often need to fully remove yourself from a physical standpoint, like we did, being in a different location, to do that. And so it was great for us, not only in an experience, that we had there, but also from a business sense. I think we've come back super clear, got a lot of clarity on, where we're headed, where we've been, the journey so far. And that's so important, I think, for us. And I've read this a number of times from a number of different people, but Richard Branson definitely said it and is a big advocate for it, is he encourages not only his employees but himself to take regular breaks or holidays, whatever you want to call them. And he says it's funny that usually those are the times when you come across that groundbreaking idea, or you're clear, or you're in a different headspace to let information come in that might take the business on another direction or something. Definitely. That you wouldn't have got if you were just in it constantly.
Couldn't agree more.
So, and I think we saw that play out for ourselves.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've got Vietnam coming up next month in April, so I'm more than excited because I know we're going to get that same sort of epiphany. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Jack, ultimately, I think challenging ourselves, it's just another challenge we've ticked off. Probably set up something soon physically. Mentally, we're challenging ourselves every day. Getting 3 podcasts out a week is a challenge in itself, if we're being totally honest. But it's something we love, and I think there's a lot of beauty in that struggle, and I know that's certainly true for us. So I'm really looking forward to what's ahead. Yeah,
definitely. I can't wait for what's in store for us. We're starting to see a lot of the hard work and effort that we've been putting in, come to life in terms of feedback and love from, different people, and that makes it all the worthwhile for us. So yeah, if there's any message, we want people to take away from this, it's don't limit yourselves. Set super high goals. If you're not scared about something and feel a little bit uneasy, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough.
Definitely.
And that's where a lot of your growth is going to come from. So, we would urge you to dream big and never put a limit on yourselves, I think is the main message from all of this.
Well said, Ben.